The W3C and HTML History. The W3C is an organization of smart people spread across the world who come up with the rules in which computing and markup languages that are used in the web should be written. After coming up with these rules, they publish the agreed documentation, and people like us refer to it in order to write our syntax properly. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It was announced in '91 and was updated over the years. Different versions of HTML appeared: 2.0, 3.2, 4.0. HTML 4.01 was the latest version that appeared in 1999. HTML5 is the fifth revision of HTML. Now let's talk a little bit about the history of HTML. Over the years, updates of HTML versions took place, but browsers were very forgiving in the sense that they would not display error messages if the syntax did not exactly adhere to the standard. So the W3C decided to put an end to this and set stricter rules by merging XML, which is another markup language with stricter rules, with HTML 4.01 to create XHTML 1.0. XHTML 1.0 was being used over the years since the year 2000, but it never really took off because browsers never stopped supporting HTML. If they did, 99% of websites in the world would stop working since they are built in HTML, not in XHTML. In the meantime, a group of people who had initially proposed an evolved version of HTML 4.01 to the W3C and who were denied the proposal continued working on their own and came up with HTML5. Meanwhile, the W3C was working on developing XHTML 2.0. HTML5 was very popular with web browsers and was being already used, while XHTML 2.0 was unimplemented by any major browser. Seeing this, the W3C decided to work with the other group. Their name is WHAT Working Group WHAT, and together they developed the fifth version of HTML, HTML5. Let's check out the W3C website. The URL is www.w3.org. And in this website, you can read everything about the W3C, about the standards, and so forth. Let's click on standards. I can scroll down the page, click on web design and applications. It takes me to HTML and CSS. There I can read what HTML is, what CSS is, cascading style sheets, what is HTML, all the rules, what is XHTML, and so forth. So in short, anything we need to know about the rules in which computing and markup languages that are used in the web should be written, this website is the proper reference. Moving on to the validator. I'm going to click on the validator. The URL is validator.w3.org. It's a website created by the W3C, and it tells us if a website's markup is compliant with the W3C standard for that version of markup. Let's see Google, for example. Google's URL is www.google.com. I'm going to copy this URL and go to the validator. And what I do is just enter the address of Google or any website's URL that I want in this text field and then hit check. So let me go ahead and paste the Google URL here and then hit check. Ooh, 28 errors and 4 warnings. This means that Google.com has 28 errors and 4 warnings when compared against the HTML5 standard. But as you can see, the website shows fine on browsers because browsers are forgiving. We still do see Google.com, don't we? So if we scroll down on this page, we can see the errors and the warnings. The warnings are in blue rhombuses and yellow triangles, and the errors are in red circles, and we can go ahead and read the errors and learn and so forth. Let's see if their own website, the w3.org, has any errors. I hope not, otherwise it would be a shame. So I'm going to paste that, and then let's see. Obviously, as expected, no errors. It says the result passed. This document was successfully checked as XHTML 1.0 strict.